Hi guys, I'm Mike.
And I'm Stephen.
And this is Indy Fanatics, your home for IndyCar content with weekly podcasts and feature videos. Welcome back to the channel, guys, and to another episode of the IndyCar podcast. And it is episode 50 today. So we thought we'd do something a little bit special. Now, I'm not sure when they're recording. He might be that way or that way. But as you can see here, we got a very special guest. So, hello, Palou!
That's what I was waiting for. Thank you so much, guys, for having me.
Yeah,
that's amazing. That was prepared for sure, but that's everything I wanted. Thanks.
Absolutely. And that's the interview done now? Was that? Yeah, that was a great podcast.
Okay. See you guys. Thank you so much. That was fun. Yeah.
How are you anyway? How are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. Thank you. I'm enjoying my racing time off. It's been too long for me, like having more than 3 weeks of not racing. It's not been very fun, but it's been really productive with the team. I've been staying here in the US and been just looking for some places where we can go a bit faster and try and get that championship hunt still going on until the last race.
Nice.
Absolutely. I think that's a smart move, Alex. Hey, working towards this, because that's got to be, well, we'll lead into the kind of 2021 season. So we'll obviously we've given Alex the rundown, but we'll give you viewers a rundown. So we'll look at kind of Alex IndyCar career today, focus the main first part of this interview on, Alex's IndyCar career, and then we'll go into the second part. So some of you were kind of obviously asking questions about Super Formula and stuff like that. So we'll pose and we'll find out, obviously, because Alex has been around the block a little bit and has plenty of racing experience under his belt. So 2021, you spoke about it there, championship contender, but started off the season. Hello, Palou. I hope that you now, every time you enter a room, that's how you're greeted.
Not every time, but at some rooms, yeah. And I love it. I have to say that started this year at Barber, as you know, but I never had that before. So it makes sense. It makes total sense. So I like it.
Brilliant stuff. So taking back that first season, wrongly of us, of course, when we were talking about our title contenders coming in, we thought it might take you a little bit of time to kind of get used to Chip Ganassi. But has Chip Ganassi as a team just from the start of the season just felt like a home in IndyCar, or it's just kind of felt right for you?
Yeah, don't feel bad. I mean, 99% of the people thought the same as you guys, which is normal. It's totally understandable. I didn't think about that the same way, just because I guess every driver, every athlete in this world is going to have so much confidence in himself that he's going to believe that you can do it. Otherwise, you probably shouldn't try and do it. But since the first day with the team, it's been amazing. They got me as another family member. And I thought that they would treat me a bit differently to other drivers. Like, I'm not 6-time IndyCar champion. I'm not Scott Dixon. I'm not Marcus. I'm not Jimmy Johnson or Tony Kanaan. So I thought they would treat me more like a rookie, but they were treating me like another one from the team, which that gave me a lot of confidence. That gave me a lot of relationship with the team. And I was just trying to learn from the team and from my teammates. And it's been fun. It's been tough at some points, but it's been super productive so far.
I think probably looking at the teammates.
Yeah, looking into the team. How does it kind of compare? Because you were a smaller team last year of Del Coyne, moving to Chip Ganassi. What's been the main differences there that you've experienced?
Yeah, so it's a big change. Del Coyne it's an amazing team, but obviously it's one of the smallest teams out there. But I think the good part about IndyCar is that you can win with every team you go. That's the good part of this championship. So with Del Coyne, there was a small group of people, and now at Chip I have so many people working on our cars that it took me a lot of time to know the names and to know the jobs of every people. But at the end of the day, you just have more resources. The car is the same, but I have more engineers, more mechanics, more stuff, more info that gets to me, and that helps me go a bit faster. And yeah, it's like a snowball that it's growing every time. Just because you get more info, you can go faster, you can get more info to the team. So it just everything goes a bit smoother. But that doesn't mean that Delcoin is a really strong team, and they gave me the opportunity to be here today.
Well, I think that was going to be it, because obviously when we've looked into Delcoin a little bit through, obviously he's come from his racing background back in the 80s, and he really seems a guy that, you know, gives people an opportunity. And obviously, you know, he gave you the shot, like you said, you wouldn't be in IndyCar today without him. And they brought back was it with Go, the sponsorship? I said that right, Team Go.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think they first were together in the 90s, and you brought it back.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they come a long way back. But yeah, Delcoin, it's been able to give opportunities to young drivers throughout his career. So it's been awesome to be part of one of those.
So was it an approach for you, or was it an approach he came to you?
I was racing in Japan at that time in Super Formula and Super GT. I was a Honda driver at the time, and they were super happy. I was super happy racing in Japan. We were winning races, but every time we were speaking about the future, like, hey, Alex, like next year. And I was like, yeah, next year I'm super happy, but my dream is to go to IndyCar. So I made everybody know that my dream was to go to IndyCar, not F1, not NASCAR, not soccer, it's IndyCar. Okay. So please, if you have any opportunity to give me to try an IndyCar, give it to me. So then I was also driver for Team Go in Super GT, and Honda and Team Go, they were so happy that they decided to give me an opportunity, a test with Delcoin. So it was more the Japanese side that made contact with Delcoin, and Delcoin was open for it. So I was lucky, to be honest. It was like perfect. Everybody was willing me to help me. Like the Japanese side, they were willing me to move to US, and here in US, they were willing me to test, and yeah, they made it work.
Nice. That's actually really interesting. I didn't know from that. So that's almost acted as an agent of sort, if we're kind of making a football comparison.
Yeah.
In terms of, they're like, okay, you've said this is the series you want to go to. We'll make it happen. And,
it was kind of like that. Yeah.
And you've taken advantage of that situation ever since there. I think looking at the teammates that you have within Chip Ganassi, which one has been the kind of most helpful for you? Like you said, you've got JJ, you've got Tony Kanaan, you've got Scotty Dixon, you've got Marcus Ericsson, wealth of experience across multiple series, championships between them as well. You know, how helpful have they been in terms of being your driver development, but also settling into the team at Chip Ganassi?
Yeah, it's been amazing having these teammates, and also Dario. It's not like a teammate, but it's acting like a teammate. But man, it's been awesome for me. Like knowing everything that Scott thinks, a 6-time IndyCar champion. There's nobody more experienced than him. Tony as well, so many years here in IndyCar, being a champion as well. But then you have JJ that doesn't have any idea about IndyCar. He has less idea than me in IndyCar, but he's a champion, man. Like he as a person, it's amazing. And the way he is as a person, it's mind blowing, because if I was a 7-time NASCAR Cup champion, I wouldn't be such a good person as he is, and such a good or hardworking person as he is. He works like crazy. And that's been pushing me a lot. I've been learning a lot from him. And Marcus, he's been on the biggest series in motorsport, in F1 for so many years. So he knows how they work there. What do they do? How do they the work? How do they work? So it's been awesome learning from all the guys. I wouldn't say there's been only one guy that it's been really helpful, because Tony during the 500 was like a huge help for me before the crash and after the crash. And Scott is doing it during the season. So I've been having a lot of fun, and I've been feeling really lucky to have the opportunity to learn from champions.
Yeah, man, it's it's certainly not the worst people you could be put into a team.
No, sure not.
Did you want to talk about the kind of this season so far?
Yeah. So what better place to start off than Barber, your first victory? How did that feel? Again, that first.
Yeah, that felt amazing. So obviously the season opener is always super fun, and it feels nice just because it's the first race of the season. It feels special, and having Barber as a season opener, I felt really good, felt comfortable. Never raced there, but I tested there, and having the tools to win, it was amazing. So it was a good start with the team, a good start of the season, and it was special. My dad was there, so we got to celebrate together. And yeah, it was amazing. I think that when you start so strong at the beginning, you can carry that momentum throughout all the season. I mean, all the races are important, but if you start the first one so good, you carry throughout all the season. So yeah, it's been still pushing me till now.
Nice. And what about that second victory at Road America? Didn't take long.
That was good also. It was a different race, so I didn't have as much pace as Barber. I think at Barber, we were probably the fastest guys out there. I had some traffic and Will catch me by the end, but I was super fast. And Road America, we were struggling since the beginning of the weekend, and we were kind of like getting faster and faster also throughout the race. By the end, I was super close to Joseph, but I don't think I got what I needed to overtake him. So one thing is to have the same pace, but then to overtake, you have to have a lot more. But yeah, we took advantage of problems from the opportunities that that race gave us. And that's important also. So one thing is to be able to win. The other thing is to be able to take advantage also when others have problems. So we took it. It felt really good because it was like the second one. That meant like, hey guys, like we are here in this championship, and we were following like a couple of podiums, which they feel good, but they don't feel as like a win. So when you get the second one, it's like, yes, we got it.
Nice, man. Nice. And there was a question we had from Lucas Likes IndyCar. He comments in the thing. He's like, I'm a massive Palou fan. It's like, please ask my question. So Lucas, here's your question, and goes from there. So he's like going, we had a couple, but a good one is obviously we've spoken about those two wins, one at Barber, one at Road America. Road America obviously was the place where you got your first podium for Dale Coyne as well, and your first kind of IndyCar podium. So that was kind of nice and a great experience for you there, I'm sure. Which is your favorite to drive out of the two? And has the kind of win swayed it? Like, does the first win at Barber, obviously you've had two races, well, actually three races now, isn't it? Because we had the double header last week at Road America, but last year. But yeah, which one's your favorite out of the two?
I have to say they are both obviously really special for me. Barber, it's awesome to drive, but to race, it's super tough. It's tough to race and to overtake. And as a driver, you like places where you have opportunities. Like at Barber, I was so much faster. I think it was the corner that he was lapped, but I couldn't overtake him. Like there was no way I could overtake him, and I started to lose 1 second lap. And that things doesn't happen in Road America. So I enjoy more racing at Road America just because it was my first podium. I got my second win, and also you can get so many opportunities on that course. It's amazing. It's super long. It's wide. You have really fast, really high speed corners, really slow speed corners. I like it. It's a good atmosphere also. It's the fans, they stay around the track, but they park their RVs, and it's amazing to see everybody there around the track. So yeah, Road America, it's my favorite track here in America.
Oh, nice. So just overall as well, not even.
Yeah, it's overall.
Yeah. I know it's kind of in recent, it's been like big events. I've heard fans obviously, will hope to get out there to an IndyCar race in the States, but obviously the Indianapolis 500, we'll come on to it, but it goes without saying the history around that, the kind of atmosphere, and obviously you're yet to experience a full capacity one. So I bet that'll be amazing when you go from there. But Road America, it's such a fan experience. I think it's free access to the paddock, so you can see the fans and stuff. So it's really great for you guys as well. But was just thinking the season, obviously it started off well. Like you said, you had that confidence going in. I'm going to win. Well, you probably didn't. Well, you've had to have that confidence. I'm going to win the championship. But when did you kind of suddenly start to go, oh, hang on a minute here, I'm doing quite well?
You always start before even the first laps that you do in a season. You always think that you can win, and not that you're gonna win, but hey man, like if I do everything right, I'm gonna win. Like I have a shot. So you always have to have confidence. And then when did I say, hey man, like yeah, this is for real? I don't know, man. Like I started super strong, and I was like, hey, like yeah, we're good. But then we went to St. Pete and we struggled a bit, and we were not that good. Then Texas, but then we recovered again. I think maybe Indy road course was the point where we did another podium without doing the free practice one because we had an issue, and we were able to recover. And I felt good there, and I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. So I don't know, IndyCar, it changes so much. Then you go to Detroit after Indy 500. I had a good Indy 500. We went to Detroit and qualified like P20, and I was like, oh my God, what's going on? So I don't know. In IndyCar, man, you cannot get super high when everything goes well, and you cannot get super low when everything goes bad. You need to have this steady mood. So I always, since the beginning, thought I had a shot, and I keep on thinking, but it's still 6 races. So we're good, but man, it's still a lot of points to play.
Yeah, I bet for keeping that kind of cool level, looking over at your teammate and Scott Dixon is probably the Iceman himself, of course. He's the one that you go just seeing. He just always seems this kind of cool, calm. Yeah,
it's amazing, man. Like he has a good car, he wins. He has the worst car or the worst weekend ever, and he's P4, and you're like, how did you get here? Like, why are you here again? But yeah, he's amazing. He's super cool. He's super consistent, and yeah, as a teammate, it's amazing.
Well, a lot of people may even say, Alex, that this season, with your results in terms of days where the car, like you say, your podium and IMS when it kind of free practice, that you might be out Dixoning Dixon.
I heard that on the last interview. So I'm trying, man. He's the man on doing Dixon things, obviously, but that's how you win championships. You don't win championships by only winning races or being fast. You win championships by finishing as good as you can finish that day, and that's it. Or maybe just one step further, but you don't win by being P1 in one race, P12 because you did something wrong. So I'm trying. That's not going to be always easy to do, but like Mid-Ohio, I thought that we didn't have the car to finish on the podium, but the team gave me the opportunity with pit stops strategy. We did good fuel saving, and we got to the podium. So we're trying, but still the man is the man, and he's been able to fight for a championship more than 10 times, and he's been able to win it 6 times. So he's gonna come.
He certainly will. You never can count him out for sure. But there was obviously, we said there, the Barber win's great, the Road America win's great, but there was another great result in the biggest race of the season. And Steve, do you want to take over for this bit?
Well, you said it was a good race at the Indy 500. You came second.
I know, that hurt.
Fantastic result.
That hurt. Yeah, that hurts a lot. Hurt it a lot that day. The in lap when I crossed the checkered flag, I was like dead. I thought like, man, wow, that broke my heart, and I never had this feeling finishing second or third or fifth on a race. So from a fan perspective, when you look at the Indy 500 and when you see somebody that didn't win that race, you always see angry people and super disappointed people, and I was like, why these guys are disappointed if they are second in the Indy 500? And then when I crossed the finish line, I was so disappointed, that's so sad, that I was like, oh my God, I'm doing the other driver thing. So when I realized that and I saw the team that they were so happy, then I said, man, okay, there's only one person in this planet now that is happier than me, and it's Elio, and he won it, and that's it. I'm here lucky enough to race in the Indy 500, and then that switched my mind. But yeah, it was a good race. I was defending the race, and I never had the opportunity to lead an oval race. So I was like doing what I saw on TV. That they don't teach you how to defend a position on oval. Or
like, hey, mom, am I doing this right? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was asking on the radio, like, do I have to save you? Do you want me to lead or something? Like, you see on TV, like, hey, the first driver doesn't want to lead. And I was like, do you want me to lead, or what do I do here? Like, I was alone, and they were like, yeah, just do what you do. You know what to do. And I was like, I have no idea what to do, but
I don't know
okay.
what to do. That's why I asked.
Yeah. So it was fun. It was a good race. Learn a lot, but yeah, I don't want to finish second anymore.
So as we were kind of thinking, we had a discussion about it, and when we were looking back and planning these questions, right? Again, obviously you said you were absolutely gutted by second, but if you're not going to finish first, finishing second still a damn good achievement. Do you feel it's kind of gone under the radar that in your second Indy 500 that you did so well and you competed with a guy? I mean, Elio is literally drove like a masterclass, and I mean, he's won 4 times, one on his debut at the kind of Speedway. He's one of the best to ever drive at the Speedway.
Yeah.
Coming second to him is no knock on your reputation, so to say.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gone under the radar because it's like,
I think Yeah, I think it's the only event where if you don't win, you're under the radar. It's the only event. If the only guy that is on the radar and everybody talks about it, it's the winner. Even Sage Karam went from like 32nd to 9 or 8 or 7th.
Yeah.
Nobody spoke about him, and he had a small team, and he started and nobody spoke about him. I think I never saw any article on him, and he did an amazing job. But everybody knows that race only counts if you win. But then if you think about the championship, if you cannot finish first, finish second, man, because that's a lot of points, and it's still it's still second. Come on, like it's a good result.
Yeah, come on, man. Give me some credit.
Come on. Yeah, just put Elio wins, but Palou is second. But no, nobody said that. But it was fine. It was fine. I mean, I didn't even.
We'll take a moment here. Well done, Palou. Well done for second place. Well done. Let's take about. I mean, it's not fair, but well done. Well done.
Thank you.
Next year, and
next year. I'll try.
I think we said. I think Scott Miller came in with a question which was quite good. Well, there was one, I think you kind of answered it. Greg asked, like, did you ever kind of think, oh, you know what, I could win this, like the Indy 500 in those closing laps?
It's a long race, 200 laps, 5 pit stops, maybe 6, maybe 4, depends on how so there's so much stuff that can happen that it's better to just stay as well. Just stay like super in a good mood, but not too high, not too low. But then when I went out on my last pit stop, I knew I could have enough fuel to finish it. And I was P1. I was like, okay, maybe we can fight. So yeah, it was after the last pit stop that I said, okay, let's go for it. Not before. You cannot start on the second stint pushing like hell and thinking that you're gonna win, because it's such a long race that there's so many stuff that can happen.
Absolutely. So Scott's question was, so obviously the Indy 500 is arguably the biggest race in the world. It's up there with like the Le Mans of the world. I think that's the only one that can compare as a single race event. I don't think F1's got any race that can compete as a single event in the season. So it's huge, like the over 100-year history. It's pretty intimidating, I imagine, coming into driver. And obviously Dale Coyne in your first year. Scott's question was, who was the kind of most welcoming, helpful in that kind of rookie season to you, that kind of eased you and kind of helped you out in those first steps, going, here's the greatest spectacle in racing, go out there?
Yeah, it's a big event. It's a big place. It's so special. Unfortunately, I never saw that place fully packed because of COVID on the first year, and COVID this year made we had like, I don't know, 30, 40, 50%, whatever. And it felt full. It felt like, wow. So I cannot imagine with 100%. So with Delcoin, I had Montoya. Juan Pablo was a big help for me. I was calling him. I'm good friends with him. And he was helping me on my first steps at the first Indy 500. And then inside the team, Eric, my engineer, and Ross, my second engineer at Delcoin, they were helping me a lot because they've been working with so many rookies. So they knew what I was going through. And then Oriol Servia, that is my hometown friend. Well, my home. Yeah, he lives in the same place as I do. It was a good help as well, just because of the relationship we have. So lots of people. Yeah.
Cool. Nice, man. And I think that was just a slight drift away from the Indy 500 of drivers in general. Obviously, we've spoken about the Ganassi boys. We've spoken about he was most welcome and helpful during the Indy 500 there. But who are you kind of like closest to in the Indy 500? Not the Indy 500, the IndyCar paddock. You know, who's your kind of drivers you really get on with? Who's the kind of ones that you go, yeah, all right, I'll hang out with him.
I have to say Tony Kanaan. I'm really good and close to everybody in the team and some people out of the team, but Tony, man, I didn't knew him before. I actually had a fight with him on iRacing in 2020 when we were doing the iRacing challenge on IndyCar. He caught me cheating a bit with warming up tires and doing some stuff. And he started complaining, and I was like, come on, Tony, just let me cheat if I want to. So everybody wanted to win. So I was trying to figure out ways to make sure I won. So he caught me cheating, and I was like, come on, Tony, I don't like Tony. But this year I got to know him like with the team, and yeah, we spent some lunches together. He's been a really, really huge help for me.
Oh, nice. Nice. Really good. I think the last one to kind of round off back on the Indy 500, we've kind of mentioned it there. You said 40% kind of felt like full. So I presume the experience on your second Indy 500 was huge. And also just leading into that, how much are you looking forward to kind of full capacity of the Indy 500?
I think it's going to be awesome. So already this year when I walked through Gasoline Alley and I saw it, you suddenly see all the stadium, let's say, and the straight, and you see everybody there sitting and cheering and doing stuff. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. It was unbelievable. And I cannot imagine like more people, like double the people. I don't think they can fit. So maybe it was more than 40%. I don't know. But yeah, it was.
Tell anyone.
I think you can cut this. It's fine. No, I'm joking. But yeah, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. I think motorsport, it's super fun. You have a lot of fun driving the cars, but when you have the energy from the fans and people cheering for you, it's you get goosebumps and it's amazing. That's what makes motorsport so special.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think whenever we talk and interact with fans in the comments and stuff, like, you got to come to the Indy 500. It's almost like a pilgrimage for racing fans. You just got a load of kind of racing nutheads who just like going.
Yeah, you got to go. So you guys never visited an IndyCar race, right?
We haven't. Yeah, we properly got into IndyCar in like 2020. And so we kind of paid attention to it, and we're like, and then we kind of like, I've got a bit of time. Let's watch the IndyCar. And then we're like,
first race.
We're Indy fanatics now. I don't even know this, Alex.
I noticed. That's fun. So yeah, you gotta come to a race, and yeah, I hope you can see Indy 500 because the event itself and the 2 weeks prior to the event makes it so special, and yeah, it's an amazing event. So.
Don't worry, Alex. If you want us to come over and be kind of race engineers for the weekend, we can do it.
Part of the team.
Look, we'll be part of the team. Don't worry.
We'll do it for free.
I'll talk to Chip. I'll talk to Chip. But I'll give you guys tickets for your first IndyCar race for sure. You'll have to pay double, but I'll give it to you.
Jeez.
I
need to make a business.
I was going, oh wow, what a nice offer, and now charging double.
I was like, here,
double. Yeah, I mean, why not? Now I'm now talking seriously. I'll invite you to the first IndyCar race. So tickets on me.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
But
and,
you cannot wear a Pato Award t-shirt. Like,
what?
That's forbidden. No. No. You can wear an Indy Fanatics t-shirt. You can wear Scott Dixon t-shirt, but you cannot, like, that's the deal, okay?
It's going to be tough.
Not an Alex Palou t-shirt. Yeah, you didn't promote yourself.
If he doesn't want,
you can wear Scott's one.
If he doesn't want, he has a blue Indy Fanatics t-shirt and it matches, so it's okay.
It's all right. We'll give you an Indy Fanatics one, and you can wear the Indy Fanatics top when you win the Indy 500. That's okay. You can have that bit of sponsorship for free.
Okay, just for free.
Don't worry. So I think moving on from the Indy 500 and us in the paddock with you.
Are these some fan questions we got?
No, I think we'll move on to kind of the IndyCar related questions, but IndyCar in general.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
So who was the toughest driver you've raced so far in your 2 years in IndyCar?
Dixon he's able to get the most of it every session, every lap he does, and you see a lap of him and you say, man, he was on the limit, and he's not going to repeat that, but he does it. And then when he's starting 18th or whatever, and he is able to extend his fuel consumption for like 3 more laps than you, and you're like, man, that, like, how, like, does he have more fuel on the car, or does he? So he's able to do stuff that you don't think it's possible. So yeah, Dixon for sure.
And did you kind of find that when you first came into the series with Dale Coyne, obviously, you know, that relationship within Chip Ganassi, you kind of appreciate that even more so. But when you first came that first season, were you still just a bit like, wow, I mean, can this guy
and
do that?
That's when I saw we were racing on the same strategy Indy road course last year. I don't know if it was the first race or the second one, but we were on the same strategy. So we pitted together and we had to extend our fuel. So I was able to extend it 1 lap, and I was like, yeah, like I did a good job, and he did 2 more than I did. And that's a lot of fuel. Like, to save 2 laps more of fuel, that was like, that's not possible. But yeah, we pitted on the same lap and we went out together. We were on the same pace, and he did 2 more laps than me. And then he overtook on the overcut. He overtook 5 guys, and yeah, I stayed there. So that's when I said, man, this guy. And then when you race with him, he's super clean, but he's able to be super aggressive when he has to. He's able to be whatever he needs to do. He's doing it.
Nice. That's kind of awesome. That expected. Like we kind of watch and we go, wow, this guy's something special. But it is interesting hearing from a driver's perspective, just kind of going, even you guys who are top athletes, amazing drivers in your own right, go, wow, he's good.
He is. He's really good.
Another one. So sticking on the toughest line, what's the toughest track that you've driven on in the IndyCar? Obviously, you haven't had a chance to drive a full IndyCar calendar in some of the tracks yet, but what's the toughest one that you've driven on so far?
I would say Detroit. It's so bumpy, like super bumpy, that you go out on the first straight, like after a pit lane, and the car starts to jump and you cannot see clearly at the beginning if you don't get used to it, just because it's jumping so much, so your head is, so you cannot see clearly. And I was like, man, there's no way I can drive like that, like no way. So I come into the box, the engineer asked like, hey, how's the car? I said, just lift it on right eye because I cannot see it properly. So they have the last 2 corners so high, so much speed that you have to roll in. It's super tight, bumpy, first and second corner as well. So it's a tough track.
Man, that sounds crazy. Almost sounds like you're better off driving it blindfolded because you'll have as much luck with.
maybe you could be even faster not seeing the track. So I'm not gonna try.
Probably a smart idea, Alex. No, I wouldn't probably recommend driving.
Quick safety announcement: do not drive blindfolded.
Yeah, do not.
Just for any viewers out there, don't do it. Don't try.
Yeah, don't do it, guys. Don't do it. Don't do it.
And tracks again. What tracks would you like to see on the calendar? Now, obviously, you've got to drive in the iRacing Challenge. Obviously, you won. What a great pre-season to win the kind of iRace. I know, obviously, you race it a bit as well. Maybe that was
I didn't cheat. I didn't cheat like I was trying in 2020.
So
I prepared.
Yeah, no, that was clean.
Yeah, I didn't cheat. What tracks inside the US or also outside?
We're opening up. You're Roger Penske now. You've gone in and you're saying you can put any track on the calendar that you'd want. Okay,
so first of all, I would love to go to Japan. The fan base in Japan, it's crazy. I had to experience the fan base there when I was racing there, and I know IndyCar was huge when they were racing in Motegi. So I think if we could go back to Japan and do 2 races in 2 weeks, that would be amazing. Just one in Motegi Oval, one in Motegi Road Course or Suzuka, that would be amazing. And then I would love to go to South America, man. I think that having Pato with us, that makes it.
I say Pato?
I mean, you brought
I have a paper here.
You've only got yourself to blame on this one.
I have a paper and it says, don't mention Pato. I did it 2 times already.
Done it twice. We did it. We left it. We were like, we don't want to bring up the touchy subject of Pato.
I said it 2 times.
And you've done it twice.
No, but to be honest, it's amazing that the fan base in Mexico is huge. It was huge, but also in South America in general. So I think having a race in Mexico would be huge for the sport, just because I think we would fill up the tickets. We would fill up the track, and it would be awesome. We see it in F1. It's probably one of the biggest races, like the Mexico race. They do a big show. Everybody's cheering for Checo and for everybody. So having an IndyCar race in somewhere in Mexico would be amazing. And having Pato, that helps. Having more people, obviously, and me talking Spanish, it would help me as well. So
absolutely easy. Yeah, but I think Mexico it's a great track as well. Actually, I think it's nice, and it's got that nice S section, hasn't it? That I think would be really challenging in the Indy cars. Obviously, not having that power steering, I think it would be a real kind of tough one to handle. And I think, like you said, when you mentioned Japan, I think Suzuka, although it hasn't maybe transferred as F1 has developed, I think the Indy cars actually would be really good.
It would be awesome. It would be awesome. I'm sure in Japan, it would be 100% occupied, and in Mexico I'm sure it will be too. So it would be awesome for the drivers, for fans, and for the sponsors as well.
I think Takuma in Japan has massively helped that market grow, hasn't it? So when I was racing there, we used to do, at the end of the year, they do the Honda days, and we spent 2 days in Motegi with Indy cars, Super GTs, F3s, Super Formulas, with different cars, and they fill up Motegi in 2 days, and there's no races. There's just like show events, and it's amazing. And when Takuma was going out with the IndyCar, every fan was there cheering so much, and it's awesome. So would be awesome to be there. Nice. I like that. And
great picks.
I think before we move on to the fan sections, I hand over fan questions for Stephen for that. We're going to look at, so obviously the hybrid car is coming in. I'm not sure, were you part of the hybrid engine test, the IMS? So you weren't, but obviously I think Scott was, so you would have been able to talk. Because they were using the push to pass, weren't they, to kind of almost simulate what the extra power might be like. So obviously that's a big change coming to the series in 2023. And I wonder if I didn't get the name of it, but sorry for your question, but very good question this was. So do you think it's actually going to make the amount of cars able to win less, because the extra challenge of driving with the higher power will come obviously at a skill advantage? And also the setup might be harder to nail because obviously, you know, with that extra power, I imagine torque through the car as well is going to be, a little tougher to handle. And obviously, you know, IndyCars compared to an F1 with the kind of power steering is, you know, a lot more of a challenge and physical challenge to battle anyway. Do you reckon that could maybe see some gaps throughout the field, or do you think everyone's in the same boat? It will carry on how it is. We're just going to go quicker on the kind of road courses and street courses?
I think it's tough to say. It's going to be a lot faster. Like we are going to have 1,000 horsepower, which is crazy, with no power steering and nothing. It's going to be insane. But I think it's going to make the battles closer because they are not going to add more downforce. So we basically going to have more power to play with. So you're not going to have to be so smooth. It's not like we're smooth with an IndyCar. You're not going to be ever smooth, but you're going to be able to fight more with the car because you're going to have so much power when you go on throttle. And that's going to make the racing a lot better. So I think it's going to be closer battles. About the field, I think it cannot get closer than what we are now. Like sometimes
I was going to say closer. I mean, we're already wheel to wheel every week.
Yeah, no, but even more. Like the battles are going to be even better for sure. That's 100% for sure. Because now sometimes if you don't nail perfectly a corner, you lose like 2-3 kilometers per hour, and then you cannot overtake them. But having so much power, that's going to make the 2 kilometers per hour nothing. That's going to be irrelevant, and we're going to be able to fight on the corner. So it's not going to make the field closer on times because we cannot, but it's going to make the passing a lot more. So we're going to see more passes.
Wow. I mean, if you've done a job for kind of hyping up the hybrid engines there, I'm sold. I mean, is it 2023 now? Yeah, let's get there. Brilliant.
I think it's going to be
to
be really good. Yeah, I think it's going to be even better. And yeah, I think for the driver as well to drive it, for the fans to see the cars going so fast and the battle. So yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. But this year it's been super fun. Like you see the races and there's a lot of overtakes, like so many people passing, and yeah, it's been fun.
Brilliant. Well, I think that's a great whole, obviously, you know, we could spend hours kind of talking to you about the IndyCar season so far, IndyCar, everything. So we'll try and keep something a little bit more control. I mean, we are specialists in rambling just going on and on and on and on. But we'll stay
it's
on
easy.
focus.
It's easy in IndyCar. Yeah, so it's all right.
So I'll pass Stephen over to the kind of fan questions. That'll be one of them. It's a Fernando Alonso phone case. You send me a Palou phone case, I'll change it. Okay.
I'll do it. What phone it is?
It's a Samsung S20.
Okay, I'll make sure you can change that.
There he's gone. I knew you would. Look at this. We're getting freebie stuff. This interview, everyone thought it was to get to know Alex Palou. We were just seeing how much stuff we can get out of it.
Wait, I said I'm going to send you one, but you're going to have to pay double as well.
Oh, not double again.
It's double tickets, double case.
Alex,
I think I'm gonna get the business, man.
I mean, absolutely. I feel like you're now wasting IndyCar. Like you're sorted after racing.
I know, but
it's
I have a businessman inside me, so that's why.
Smart man. Right, over to you, Stephen.
Okay. So first question, I'm going to go for Sam O'Gara's question. What did your family think when you said you wanted to be a racer?
So I started really young when I was 5. I don't think there was a moment where I said, "Hey, Dad, I want to be a racer." It was more like, "Hey, Dad and Mom, I want to try a go-kart." And then we started as a hobby, just as driving. It was not like, "Hey, we're going to try and race." No, it was just, let's go and do some laps and have fun. And then suddenly we did a race and blah, 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 blah. So I don't think there was a point where we said, "Let's be a racer." It's more like a relationship. There are some relationships that start like, "Hey, should we go on a relationship?" And there's some that they just happen and suddenly like, here we are. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah. That's good. So another one, interesting. So these are kind of like family based, this kind of first, and kind of Spanish related or to do with you there. So What name is Metalbo? Did I say that right? Metalbo. Is it
Yeah,
like
kind of.
I think what they mean is like a first, middle, last name type of thing. Where does that fit, and why is it more you use Alex Palou?
So it's in Spain, we use two surnames. It's not a middle name. It's two surnames. We use the surname from your dad and the surname from your mom. So Montalvo is from my mom, but the priority is the first surname. So that's why it's Palou and it's not Montalvo. But yeah, that's why. There's also here in US, they only use one, and they use maybe middle names, but they only use one surname. So yeah, I get that question asked a lot, and yeah, that's why.
There we go. Well, it's the first time I heard it, and I was like, well, it's an interesting question. We'll throw it in.
Is. Now everybody knows.
Absolutely.
Okay, so next question from H-Town Racer. What is the racing scene like coming from Spain? How does it compare to Europe, Japan, and America?
So in Europe, I think the bad thing from Europe, it's that there's a lot of differences from a team to team. Like you see in junior series that the same teams, they win all the time. Like you see the biggest teams, they win all the time with this driver. So you either are with the biggest team or you're not going to win a championship, maybe one race because it's your day. But that's I think that's not good for junior series. But then you go to Japan, it's super competitive, mainly because it's mainly Japanese drivers that been doing that series and those tracks for over 10, 15 years. So I was racing with guys that been racing only in Japan and they only have 8 racetracks. So they know those 8 racetracks. Every bump that there is, they know that there's a bump. So when you race against them, the level of skills and experience they have, it's huge. So they are able to get more speed. And then here in America, it's the opposite. There's so many different combinations. Like we go to Indy 500, then suddenly we go to Detroit, which you cannot relate anything. Like even the car is different. Like the chassis is different. So it's here. I like it because it's super competitive here in the US. You can win. We got 8 winners in 10 races. So I think that's awesome. And yeah, I like American racing. Then I like Japanese racing. I don't like Europe racing. Sorry.
So F1 kind of was. It was a question that was asked. So I'll throw it in here, guys, because a lot of people go, would you still, if there was an offer coming from F1, coming in? I know obviously Campos Racing, Adrian Campos, wasn't it? Obviously, sadly passed away earlier this year, wasn't he? But he was the guy who gave you an opportunity in racing. It's like it seems like you almost need to be a multi-millionaire to make your way through the European junior scene now.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. So Adrian was the man in charge of getting me from go-karting to single-seaters and give me a career in single-seaters. So yeah, I wouldn't be here without him today. But yeah, in junior series, if you are, as I said, if you're not in Europe, if you're not in the best teams, you're not going to win. And if you don't win, you cannot get a chance to F1. So F1, everybody knows it's the top one series in racing, in motorsports, in race cars, motorsports, not in MotoGP. Sorry. But the thing is that there's only 2 drivers, maybe 4 drivers, 2 teams that can win races, and that's sad. I mean, it's good because it's big manufacturers, lots of money, lots of TV, lots of commercials, lots of stuff. But if you cannot win, why are we racing? Like, yeah, you go out with I don't know, with an Aston Martin now, and if you finish P8, that's a good result. Man, I don't want to be P12 on all the races. And I don't mean that I have an opportunity to go to F1, but if I had an opportunity to go to F1, I would prefer to stay winning races here in IndyCar. So the biggest difference is between F1 and IndyCar. It's not competitiveness, because it's more competitive here in IndyCar than F1. It's not money. Only Hamilton, Leclerc, Verstappen, they get more money than probably the top guys here. And it's not, it's only media. So that's the only thing that makes a difference. So for a driver, I think it's more fun to drive here in IndyCar and race here. You could see in Grosjean, it's like he spent 10 years in F1, super sad. He's always angry, fighting with everybody. Suddenly he comes here and he's like the happiest man on earth, and everybody loves Grosjean. So who wants to be there if you're not winning? Why do you want to be?
Fair enough.
If you're not winning.
I think Lewis Hamilton might want to be there. But
of course, yeah. But
but you make such a good point, and I think we did a video about it a couple of weeks back. Is IndyCar better than F1? And said, look, they're both perks and enjoyable to watch as a fan perspective. But F1, like you said, it's the pinnacle, but it's the engineering pinnacle of motorsport. And I agree. I would say, something like IndyCar is much closer to the pinnacle of racing. So just pure racing in a series. And obviously it's something that Formula E have tried to tackle as well, where the driver, I'd say, can make more of a difference, because you can drive, like someone like a George Russell can drive a hell of a race in a Williams, but maybe still can only manage.
That's what I mean. That's a good point. It's a pinnacle of engineering, and that doesn't mean that there's the best drivers. There's a lot of really good drivers, but man, you put Joseph, Pato, Dixon in an F1, they're gonna be up there on a Mercedes. You put them on a Williams, and they're gonna be down there. And you put Hamilton as well. We could see that last year. I think it was really bad to see Russell being P18 just in front of Latifi all year, and suddenly you put him on a Mercedes and he almost won the race. And it's like, come on, man, like that's a huge difference. Like that's too much. Maybe you're not giving enough credit to Russell during all year with the Williams, but then he goes on a Mercedes and he looks like the best driver on earth, which he's gonna, if he gets the seat, he's gonna be super strong. But I mean, there's too much difference, and you don't get this in here.
No, it is. I think you guys, certainly as a fan, and it's lovely to watch as a fan, you guys just enjoy your racing so much. You kind of get out the car, you're like, your teammates, almost like you say, they're your friends. You have such this good relationship. Yeah. You're on track, you're hard. If you kind of go off, TK might call you a cheat in iRacing, but at the end of the day, you're all mates at the end of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So would I stay here? I would stay here for sure. I mean, 100%.
Nice. Cool. Next question, Stephen.
Next question. So a question from 5 Red Lights and Gianni. Who is your motorsport hero, and are you part of the Alonso generation?
I'm not part of the Alonso generation. I started following Schumacher when he was in Ferrari, and he was like able to win and create teams, because that's what he did in Mercedes, even if he was not strong that time. But I don't know. I grew up, don't know why, watching Schumacher in Ferrari and seeing a red car going fast and winning races, and that's what got me. And he was like my driver to follow.
Oh, nice. Okay, so he was your hero. And you mentioned him earlier as a kind of a guy who helped out with the Indy 500 and your hometown friend Oreo. Obviously, he had the connection. I believe he started his Champ Car career with Dale Coyne. I'm convinced
I'm not 100%, but he raced with Dale Coyne at some point. I don't know if he started
then
there.
Went to kind of Newman Haas Racing.
Okay.
Where obviously he went from there. And I could be spouting it. I'm sure the Indy car guys who've been will tell us from that. But was he a guy that you've mentioned IndyCar was like, I want to go to IndyCar. It was something you go, was he a guy that you looked at, say, rather than a Fernando Alonso in F1, like you said, Schumacher was a hero or a kind of guy to look up to, idol? Was he your IndyCar version, or was someone else your IndyCar kind of role model?
So in IndyCar, I grew up watching, and Scott was winning.
And he's still winning.
It was Scott, and and he was in a red car, I think.
Yeah, the Target.
So I like Dixon because he was winning, and he's still winning. Come on. why does he still win? Like he was winning when I was start. But yeah, which is special to be his teammate now. And then Oriol, for sure, it was my opening eyes. Like, man, like he's able to go from Europe to US and be successful. So in my first year in F3 in Europe, I already saw that there was people trying to push me into, hey, let's try GP3, F2 to go to Formula One. I was like, Oriol, how can I get to Indy Lights or something to start my career there? And we tried. I started speaking with him, and we tried having some conversations, but yeah, we didn't have any sponsors here in the US, obviously, and we couldn't make it happen. But yeah, Oriol, it was an eye-opening inspiration to say like, hey, IndyCar is there and it's possible. So it doesn't mean it's easy, but it's possible. So yeah.
And look at you now, man. You made it. You got there. I've been lucky. Hey, you make your own luck sometimes as well. You certainly with your performances have kind of elevated from there. So Ari TH Feeder has asked, and this will kind of link into that, is what's the difference between IndyCar and Super Formula?
It's a bigger championship, first of all. Instead of 7 races in Japan, it's 16 races in the US, and it's a lot more demanding for skills. You cannot be only fast in road courses. You gotta perform on street courses and ovals. That makes it super demanding. But competition in Japan, it's really high. As I said, there's drivers that's been driving those tracks for so long, so they know everything. And the cars are super fast. They are closer to an F1 than to an IndyCar because we have power steering, really wide tires, lots of downforce, no weight almost. So it's more close to an F1 than to an IndyCar, but we have refueling there in Japan also. So it's a mix between IndyCar, good things from IndyCar, good things from F1. And yeah, I would say it's a bit more demanding IndyCar than Super Formula.
Nice. And what was the kind of culture like in Japan? Obviously, you've spoken about there's this kind of enthusiasm, but like you said, you've got those guys who are 10, 15. For me, looking in outside, you might be able to expand is you don't go there if you're like a single seater. Obviously, a lot of the kind of junior academy drivers, especially Red Bull, might send juniors out there to go and compete and get super license points to go, which is a very hard championship to walk in and do that. But I view it as guys who are obviously outside the Japanese drivers who have been stalwarts there for 10, 15 years. But you also you don't want to just compete in single seaters. You want to compete in that GT as well. You want to have that complete championship feel. Is that kind of how you felt the racing atmosphere was out there?
Yeah, I mean, that's how they prepared also both championships, so you can go with Super GT and Super Formula. So instead of being only 7 races a year, it's 16. So, but Super GT, you have to share teams with another driver, and it's multi-class. So it's a completely different atmosphere also. But yeah, I like working in Japan. I learn a lot, the culture of the Japanese, not professionally, but personally. Living there, it was a good experience for me. And yeah, I think that helped me grow up a lot and really quick, because I was there alone for a lot of time. And yeah, not speaking Japanese, that was some hard times. But yeah, learn a lot and had lots of fun for sure.
Hey, I mean, you must have liked it because you did obviously Japanese F3 and then went back and did Super Formula as well. Yeah.
So I did F3 in Japan. Then I had already, like, it was a word contract, but not the written contract with Honda, that I was going to do Super Formula in 19, but they didn't have the seat for me in 18. So yeah, I came back to Europe to do another F3 year, and they kept their word and they gave me a Super Formula in 19.
Absolutely. And the rest is history, I think, on that front. Right, next question, Stephen.
Next question. Where are we?
4.
We've got no person.
We're very technical. It's just a note like going Question 4.
We've got no name, but thank you for sending your question. Your career has been full of ups and downs. How did you manage to keep your head up on the really tough days?
Racing, and I guess all the sports in general, they are really tough. So you get 95% of hard moments and bad moments, but you get that 5% that it's worth all the failures and all the bad moments. So if you are down in the bad moments, you're not gonna get up, and you need to get up, man. Like it's not over. Sometimes it's over, and that's it. It is what it is. It's life, but it's not over. Like I guess the best example is Detroit. You go to Detroit, start last in the first race because we had a penalty, but we qualified 20th. It was like a really bad race for me. Finished it like 15th, and then suddenly you wake up the next day, you qualified 4th, and you finish 3rd on the race, and it's like, hey, what did you do? Did we change the car a lot completely? Yeah, we did some changes, but we were not like completely down. I was not completely done mentally, and the team didn't struggle on trusting in me either. So I think it's something that you learn throughout your career in go-karting. When I had a bad day, I was like, oh my God, this is the end of the world. Like this is over and I'm not going to recover again. And I'm really bad and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then, you learn that you cannot keep it up like that. You need to be super calm. You need to be confident. You need to stay up, and you cannot go super high also, as we spoke. Like you cannot go, oh yeah, I'm the best in the world because I won one race. No, man. Like now that you're celebrating, there's another guy there working harder than you are. So yeah, I don't know. You got to keep it cool. At the end of the day, I'm racing IndyCar. So it's not like I'm fighting a war and that's like, you can go super bad. I'm racing IndyCar. I'm living the dream. So even on the really bad days, I mean,
I like you kind of go down. Yeah, it's not like a fun war. It could be super bad, like death. That's pretty fine.
That's a bit of a jump. IndyCar to war.
But that's what I mean. It's like having a bad day in the IndyCar. It's not like having a bad day in the war, right? So come on, I'm racing IndyCar. It's a bad day. Tomorrow it's going to be better.
Absolutely. So I think question 5, before we get to kind of quick fire silly round, is how do you think IndyCar can continue to grow and reach new audiences? Now, obviously, we come from a European aspect. You do, growing up in Europe. We know that IndyCar has a great fan base in America, but outside the States, especially since like Kart and Champ Car haven't had races that go outside the US. I think, the broadcasting has been harder maybe to get hold of. How do you think IndyCar continues? Because we know IndyCar is a great product. You're having the best time as a driver racing in the series as well. We're having the best time as fans watching the series. How would you've gone in, Roger Penske's gone, Alex, man, how am I going to grow this series?
It's tough. It's tough because you're racing in America. And yeah, they do a really good job promoting here in America. And now with the new contract with NBC, we get even more exposure on TV. So they are doing a great job, but outside America, which is the problem. Man, I don't think we're going to get there, honestly. I would love to say that, but in Spain, for example, you want to watch IndyCar, you got to spend, I think, like €100 a month to watch IndyCar. And if you have F1 package, you even have to pay even more to watch IndyCar. So there's no way. Only my family, they pay for it, and they are already like, man, like, can you raise something that it's not that expensive for us to watch? Or so it's
no, they just send you the bill every month, don't they? Cheers, Alex.
I'm paying for some family to watch IndyCar, so they take care of America. I think they are gonna start taking care of overseas, but they do a really bad job at the moment, and they gotta change that because we have a really good product that I think people, when they see it, they are like, wow, this is amazing. This is not like F1. They fight, they bang each other, and the car doesn't break, and it's super competitive. And it's like, yeah, this is every weekend. This is IndyCar, man. Like, welcome. And then, if we can open it up a bit more to the people, I don't know. I'm not saying put it free, but just charge $5 and that's it. You're going to get more money if you charge only $5 from 1 million people than if you get $100 from 10 people. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's probably, isn't it, the connections, I think, on that base. And like you said, I don't think you have to go far in America, but if we tap into like the South America, maybe a couple more in like Canada, North America as well, really hone in on those drivers. Obviously, we've had a strong contingency of kind of Brazilian drivers, like you said, Pato now, Canadian drivers coming through. At least those little bit of an expansion just helps probably a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think with Pato, he has a good relationship with the broadcast in Mexico. So he is able to get, I think, the practices on his own website, which is like one step, but it cannot be the step that the driver makes with a broadcast in the country, just because I tried and they don't even listen or ask or listen to me. So, I think it should be something from IndyCar directly that makes it. But it's okay. We cannot turn around the world in one day. I hope it slowly builds up, but hopefully I'll still be here. I don't want this to happen in 15 years.
We want it to happen now as well, because,
exactly,
guys like you should get the appreciation, and it's just a fantastic series watching you guys go wheel to wheel. It's a privilege to watch, certainly on that basis. But that kind of ends off the serious note. We'll end up with, kind of less serious and just
quick fire.
Yeah, quick fire. Just say what you think. Say what you think. First thing that comes to mind, even if it's like penguin, say it. Do it. I don't know.
Tried to have it related to the question. Just say penguin, I guess.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. I think
let's
I'm
go
ready.
first, Stephen.
Do I go named as well?
Let's go names as well.
Okay, so from Motormere
Elephant.
Huh?
Elephant.
Already tricked me up.
That's going to be awkward answer to this question.
The elephant was the answer to your go-to pizza topping.
Wow. Okay, Alex. Well,
so my favorite pizza topping?
What did the elephant do to you, Alex?
Nothing. I'm good with elephants. So my favorite pizza topping?
Yeah.
Artichokes.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my favorite one. Yep.
Nice.
There we go.
Bob Chusey, I think I've said that right. Favorite ice cream?
Cookies and cream.
Nice. Ben & Jerry's? Häagen-Dazs?
They have a really good place around here that is called Graters, I think, and they have amazing ice creams. Like
Nice.
when you pay double for the ticket and for the phone case, and you're here in the US, I'll take you
for
there.
the ice cream, yeah.
You'll pay double. You'll pay yours and mine.
Okay.
But I'll take you there. I'll show you.
Treat you to some ice cream, Alex. Yeah.
That's good. But yeah, cookies and cream for sure.
Okay, so next one. Gavin LaRue asks, is IndyCar your favorite series?
Yeah, of course.
I was put on a
nice, easy one.
Easy. Look, go from there. Richard Gabrat, how do you stop Pato taking over post-race media sessions?
That's not going to happen. He's like that, and he's just wants to take more attention. So that's how he is. And the bad thing is that I'm more like, I don't care that much, and he likes it a lot. So it's like I'm giving him opportunities to take over. But the only way to do it is by winning, and that's it.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the easiest one to go.
Next one, Royal Stygian asks, Emerson Fittipaldi upset tradition by famously drinking orange juice after his second 500 win. If you had to drink or eat something instead of the traditional milk to celebrate, what would it be?
Nothing comes to my mind at the moment, but I wouldn't do orange juice for sure. I don't like orange juice, and I would do something more fun. I don't know what. Don't know. Milk chocolate, for example.
Ah, so you're stealing one Pablo Montoya's idea. Is that the one that he gave you when he was giving you?
Did you see that he asked for milk chocolate?
Yeah, I saw chocolate milk was on his official one.
I saw that. I saw chocolate milk, and I was like, wow, he can do it. If I would have submitted that, they would have said, no, you cannot do that. But yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
Didn't Elio get strawberry milk though?
Yeah, Elio got strawberry milk.
Pink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know other ways it was pink coloured milk. It was definitely pink.
Oh.
Check out the pictures. We'll send you one. Okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Although it may bring back bad memories. Don't worry. We'll
okay.
carry on from there. This was awkward because I put in the sixth one because after the Road America win, you're like, winner, chicken dinner. I need some fried chicken. So I thought you were going to say fried chicken to upset tradition. So what is your favourite fried chicken? What's the go-to shop?
Man, I mean, you cannot, after a race, you cannot eat something like it was more like drink or just, but I'm thinking about spraying
KFC.
I'm thinking about spraying my team with the chocolate milk, like not throwing them like fried chicken pieces. That would be like really bad. Yeah. They would catch them. They would be like super quick. But no. Yeah, I like boneless fried chicken. Okay. I know that there's a lot of people that say, oh, if you love fried chicken, you should eat with bone. And I'm like, no, I don't like with bone. And I'm a fried chicken lover. So boneless, and it must be crispy, not too crispy, oily, not too oily, just a good fried chicken.
Okay, nice. And is there a store that just does this right for you?
Yeah, there's a couple here in Indiana. There's the Eagle. It's in downtown. And then there's Holy Mock that is close to the racetrack. And yeah, I need to test a couple of places more, but before that, I need to win some races. I cannot have fried chicken if I don't win a race. So
gotta keep winning.
Absolutely.
I know. I need to try.
I'm trying. It's in your hands, literally.
I know, but well, yeah, yes and no. Yeah. Yeah, I'll talk to other drivers if they allow me to.
Okay, so next one is from Danny Travato. What's your favorite restaurant in Elkhart Lake? If it's not Sibling, how?
I think that might have been autocorrect. I think it's Sea King. If we've got that wrong. It's fine. Corrected to Sibling. So that's.
There's an issue. And it's like people think that when we go to races, we have enough time to go and enjoy the cities. And that happens sometimes, but not every time. To be honest, I think I had to eat on the team hospitality on the track every night. So I don't think I was able to experience any good restaurant. And I know
Chip Ganassi.
Chip Ganassi, hospitality, racing. It's a bit sad to say, but I get a lot of questions like, hey, yeah, what should I visit if I go to Mid-Ohio? And I'm like, I didn't have the opportunity to go. So the racetrack, the hotel, there's a good hotel there. Like it has some beds. Yeah, I mean, we go to the hotel, we leave like super early and we come back super late, like sometimes after dinner. So yeah.
Perfect. Right. Next one up. Captain Joe Sicano, I think I've said that right. Has your attention from the ladies increased now that you're an IndyCar winner?
I saw that question. No, you get more attention because you're a driver, 100%. Yeah. But you don't, not because I won now in IndyCar or well, I didn't really check or my social media, but I've been super happily with my girlfriend for like 6 years. So I didn't even look or.
You don't need anyone.
You don't need anyone. You've made it. No. You've already.
But yeah, you get more attention. If the question is like, do you get more attention? You get more attention. Yeah.
Nice. There you go. Next one up, Stephen.
Oh, this name.
Yeah, it's a funny one. It's a weird one.
Crosby Place. No idea. What track out of the remaining 6 races do you think you have the best shot at victory?
Man, I cannot choose because, well, yeah, I can, but I mean,
maybe which
Laguna?
one are you looking forward to most?
Laguna. Yeah, just because it's so special. I was playing Gran Turismo when I was a kid, Laguna and the corkscrew so many times. Yeah, it's like, come on, it's a super amazing place, and it's special. And I tested there beginning of the year, so I know we have a shot there. But yeah, Laguna.
Nice. I thought if you were going to say one, I thought that would be the track you would say. So go from there. And going slight back to the F1. So we know we said no F1, but if you had to, which team would you race for if you had a choice? And who would you want to be your teammate?
So I would race for, depends. This year I would race for Red Bull. I would race with a fastest car. And last year I would have said Mercedes. I would like to race against Hamilton, I think. I think there's a big differences between the level of skill or the level they are at the moment between Hamilton, Verstappen, and the rest. I think they are one step ahead of everybody. But I would like to race against Hamilton just because I know he has a bit more experience. I would be able to learn more from Hamilton than from Verstappen. Verstappen maybe is faster, but he doesn't have that 10, 15 years of experience like Hamilton does. So would like to race Hamilton.
Nice. Kixem.
Yes, Kixem. What's your day-to-day car you drive?
Honda Passport.
2020. Stick with the Honda brand.
2020. Yeah, Honda Passport 2020.
There we go.
Nice.
And the last question out of this quick fire.
The most important question.
Absolutely. This is going to be the easiest question of the day. Who is your favourite IndyCar YouTubers?
So there's one that is called IndyCar Lovers YouTube. No, I'm joking. Indy Fanatics. Come on. Yay!
There we go.
Of course, I watch the videos. I'm not able to watch all the videos, but I watch a lot of videos. When I comment, I watch them. Sometimes I don't comment and I still watch them. But I think you guys do a good job for people that doesn't really understand IndyCar, like explaining the drivers, the way the championship works, doing the reviews, mid-season reviews, mid-something reviews, mid-race reviews. So I like it.
Mid-anything, guys. Chicken review. We'll do it.
You do everything. So you guys do a good job, and I enjoy watching you guys.
Thank you very much, Alex. We do appreciate you taking your time from an amazing racing car career to just watch two blokes chatting on the go, going, IndyCar, great, and shouting and stuff lots of times. Yay!
Yay!
But Alex, thank you so much for today. It's been an absolute pleasure. I kind of put it out all whim. I was like, he watches the videos, he might have a chat. But honestly, thank you so much. It's a real pleasure to kind of talk to you, and it's been amazing kind of watching you race this year and seeing how the championship kind of has evolved, and just see you grow as a driver. That's always nice, and I think you do get to see that a lot in IndyCar, just seeing. And obviously you've got this young, and you're part of this exciting new young generation that puts IndyCar in a good place. But obviously you've got the Dixons, the Will Powers, the Alexander Rossis. Obviously Joseph Newgarden and Rossi are still young, but they've been around the series a little bit, as we call them, middle age. But yeah,
I don't know if they're gonna like that
every time I say it. Unbelievable. But no, thanks so much. Any other finishing points from you, Stephen?
No, it's just been an absolute pleasure to speak with you, Alex.
Thank you so much, guys.
Any social medias you want us to share? Instagram, Twitter, both?
Like, everything. They follow me if they want, or if they don't, it's fine. Like, I'm cool. It's just my name, so.
Yeah, it's just my name. Just cool. It's Alex. Well, we'll leave, obviously, in the description down below a link to Alex' social medias.
Awesome.
You can follow him and follow him for the rest of this IndyCar season. And obviously, we wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season. It's 6 races. We're excited to see how it's all kind of going to unfold. Because it's IndyCar, it's not going to be predictable. There's going to be plenty of twists and turns there, but we know you can obviously try your best. And, you know, maybe at the end of the season, you might be lifting a trophy, but you never know. You got to
do my best.
There's a lot of races from there, but we wish you the best of luck on it.
We got to keep up the work and try and have some fun. So thank you guys again for having me. And hopefully next time we speak, we can have another trophy.
Hopefully. So obviously, Alex, you've watched the videos. You know how we end this. So I'll lead into it with you Indy fans, and you're going to join in with the keep racing?
With the keep racing.
Yeah, you got to keep.
Okay.
Into it. Here we go. All right. So that's been it for today's video, guys. We hope you've enjoyed getting to know Alex a bit more and hearing about his aspect of this season and obviously his career. But for now, you Indy fans, keep racing. Keep racing. You've got to elongate it, Alex. Oh, you had one job, man.
Oh, no.
Unbelievable. Sack him up. Right, let's get another driver. Yeah. Where's Pato? Let's get him on.
Let's do it again. Do not.
You want to do it again?
So everybody.
You know how to do it this time.
But I tried my best to
I like the point. The point was good.
Yeah, it was.
I know. Okay.
Maybe let's do it again.
Okay, let's do it again. I'm sure the first time you did it, it was not perfect.
No, it's staying in.
Okay.
Your mistakes there. Look, we learn from them.
Let's do it again. Let's do it again. I'm ready.
Take 2. We'll cut.
Take 2. But do not cut it. Do not cut it. I want people to see it.
Yeah, we're seeing. Don't worry. We just go unedited. We just chat and see what happens. Right. So you Indy fans, keep racing.
That was better. That was not good enough, but that was better.
Yeah.
It was great.